What up, what up, what up? You're now tuned in to the Progression Podcast. Your host 007 featuring your host 007. Man, I got a special guest today. Man, I'm so glad, man. I had to call agents and all kind of stuff to get this man on board, man. You know what I'm saying? He real busy, you know. And I'm not saying that just to say it. I'm not being funny, man. He on it, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I'm going to get started with my podcast, man, because I wanted to do this because I just went on vacation. I came back. I was seeing some things, and before the vacation, just to give you a quick tidbit, I got sick and went into the hospital. And so then I had been trying to change my diet and do a lot of stuff. And so the name of this is called Adding Years to Your Life and Life to Your Years. And this young man that I'm going to have, man, we're going to get into some things. You're going to get to know him. I know him. I've been knowing him for years, man. And I've been knowing him since like 17, 18 as a young cat on fire for God, you know. And now I've seen him blossom into a family man, family life and everything else. And so it's a lot of facets of his life. So we're going to get into it real quick. But just for, second, I just want to do a little intro for you, all right? This my man, Corey Powell. You know what I'm saying? Corey, I ain't bringing you on, but I'm finna play this, man. This my man right here. I wanted to play it. Now I'm trying to figure out this thing, you know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. So you're gonna have to teach me some more in your class, you know what I'm saying? So this my man video, and it's gonna be on, he got 1 million videos on YouTube, man. But this my man, Corey Powell. Corey Powell, are you ready? He said he ready. Here he goes. This is my man, Corey Powell. What's up, Corey?
Say, man, double O that intro, man. I feel like I was finna come out, you know what I'm saying, to the lights, camera, and action, bro. It means a lot coming from
you. I learned it from your class, man. A lot of stuff, and I'm still going back over it and all this stuff and stuff that I've missed. I keep going back over it, and your class is just beautiful, man. I'm gonna get right into it, man. I'm gonna kill this sound and get right into it.
Let's do it.
So first off, I want to start off by saying thank you, man. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you, man, because to me, and a lot of other people, you're a star, man, to me, you know what I'm saying? And for me to catch you up on here, man, is just so big, you know? And so I know you got a lot of things going on, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things going on. And so you can tell us what's going on, but I want you to talk to these people and tell them who you are, because I know who you are.
For sure.
But tell the people who you are, man.
Man, well, first, man, I'm glad you feel that way about me, because now you know how I feel to know you.
Oh man.
And so that's the highest praise. It's one thing for the words to be said, but when they come from somebody like you, who I hold in regard, who I look at as an OG, and who I aspire to be like, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's everything. So I really appreciate that, man. Them words mean a lot to me. But yeah, man. So I'll do the shotgun, you know, the shotgun story, and then
the preacher say cut across the field.
Cut across the field, and then we can get into it, man. So Corey Powell, born and raised in Houston, Texas, on the South Side, South Park, Jurassic Park. Came up around the time I came up, it was like a 30 to 35% dropout rate. We from the trenches, and I was raised by an amazing mother, strong mother.
Shout out Miss Betty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She's beautiful, you know, so she did the best she could with what she had. Now my biological father, only met him a few times, not in my life. The man who raised me, who I call my dad, still to this day, if I say my dad, I'm talking about him. He was actually my stepdad.
Can you say his name?
Yeah, Curtis. Yeah, Curtis.
Yeah, that's my coworker. That was my coworker. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, God bless him. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, man, growing up on the South Side, you know, the it was real clear that we wasn't you know, we wasn't in the big houses and having money and you know all of that. It was real day to day. And so real early I jumped off the porch and got involved in, you know, just being in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm in Houston, so I wanna be on the screw tape, I want to sip syrup, I want to party, you know,
want to ride on foes.
I want to ride on foes, wine
Yeah.
theory over silver, you know,
I feel.
I
Apple
want,
over silver.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Wineberry over gold, you know.
Yeah,
I want all of that. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I care about, you know what I'm saying? And so you know, I'm running the streets, you feel me? And that was my young life. But man, I got saved when I was 17. So I got saved real early. And really how that happened was my man, my partner, he got saved before me. And he was just my best friend. He kept on talking to me about it. And I wasn't trying to hear it. Then another homie I used to go out with all the time, this one particular night, I'm usually always with him. I wasn't with him, and they shot his truck up. And I remember calling him. He answered, finally get a hold to him. Like, yeah, man, they hit me. I got hit in the arm a couple times. And I remember going to see the truck, and I'm like, man, they wet that passenger side up. And that was my side. You know what I'm saying? So it was my first time. It was the first time I thought about my mortality. You know what I'm saying? I never thought about dying. You know what I mean? Like that.
Afterthought.
Yeah, you feel me? So it was the first time I kind of thought about it. So fast forward, my other partner got saved. He kept telling me about church. So really, just out of respect for him, I'm like, yeah, I hear him through, because you know, Double O, we from the South. Everybody believe in God. You know what I'm saying? Like, we from the South,
God, but we don't play with God.
But you feel me? Yeah. So really, man, the pastor just, you know, thank God, the pastor was actually legit. And man, he said this one thing, and this was the thing, bro, that made me lean in. He, you know, because I didn't know about faking and shaking. I didn't have any I wasn't trying to fake it in front of him because he was a pastor. I didn't know I was supposed to do this. He was asking me questions. I was telling him the truth. And you know, what you want to do with your life, man? I'm trying to get this money. You know, I'm gonna get a bag. I'm gonna be a rapper. We gonna get signed. You know what I'm saying? We balling. And he said, so you think money will solve all your problems? And I said, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, you know, then he started talking about, well, what about all the violence you've seen in your life? What about all the drugs you've seen in your life? So he started pointing at certain things and saying, well, what money have fixed that? And I'm thinking, money really would have escalated it. You know what I'm saying? Like when they was born one time, me and my cousins was beefing. They shot my grandma's house up. I'm thinking, we had more money. They would just bought bigger guns. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So
that's our thinking.
That's the thinking. You feel me? So it was the first time that I thought, man, you know what? Maybe, you know, it's something more to this life. And you know, you come up tough, you trying to get back. So anyway, man, I say, let me just see what they talking about. I leaned in to see what this Jesus was about. Radically changed my life, man. You know what I'm saying? And so from like 17 to my early 20s was the process of becoming. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't all the way there yet, but it was becoming. I've been rapping since I was 12. So I say, man, I gotta stop rapping now, you know. But fortunately, I started rapping for the Lord, you know what I mean, and found a lot of success with that. So you fast forward, man, from there, and it's just been a grind of, man, I was rapping, you know, and but then I wanted to get married to this girl who I love, and you know, then girlfriend, now wife. I say this rapping ain't making enough money. So I went to the fire department. I was a firefighter in Houston for a little bit. And then once the rapping started going well enough, I got signed to a label, put out some albums, did some touring, couple Billboard charts, and, you know, the accolades that came with it. You know what I'm saying? And that was an amazing time. Amen. And so then, you know, from there, my wife, I married that girl. She got into medical school, and we found out we had a baby on the way. So that changed a whole lot. I went from it changed Double O. So I went from the, you know, rapping, I'm grinding, I'm hustling, to like, okay, either she gonna be able to keep going to medical school, or she gonna have to drop out. So, really God made the decision, man. God made the decision. He said, you're gonna go from being this rapper signing autographs, now you finna be a stay-at-home dad. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
man, I stopped doing music, I stopped touring. I just, stepped back from all of it, and I just focused on raising my little girl. We moved from Houston to Kansas City. I focused on raising my little girl and supporting my wife in school. And that was a hard time. That was like a wilderness, because as a man, I didn't know where I was. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't Corey Paul no more. So who am I? You feel me? Man, we went through that wilderness and God brought us out. Now on the other side of it, through that wilderness, I discovered financial literacy. I discovered podcasting. You know what I'm saying? I got back to music. I created a media company. I did 2 years with Google and Google Podcasts. I created courses now. I got new music out. You know what I mean? So God just brought it all back full circle.
You get busy, man. I be seeing y'all say, "Boy, that boy getting busy, man." I just need to tap in with him, man. So, like, you really inspire me. You've been inspiring me, almost since I've met you. Because I always tell you, my son, he was probably like 12, and I brought him with me to South by Southwest to see, right? Well, to see the whole thing. But then, out of everybody that was there, he was like, "That dude right there, that's the dude right there." I was like, "Oh, okay." He seen Dre Murray. He seen everybody go get out. He said, "That dude right there, now that's the dude right there."
That's love.
And I was like, not to put you down. I was okay, I love him though. He said, no. That dude right there, that's the dude, right?
Yeah.
Lecrae was there.
Yeah.
Lecrae even gave him a CD.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey man, that dude though."
Yeah, he always showed love too, man. Always showed love. Even when in the city when he went to the shows, man. I'm forever grateful.
Yeah, man. So adding life to your years, adding years to your life and adding life to your years. Now I want to start with adding years to your life. I see you with your daughter on your back and you're doing the push-ups on, at Corey Powell Music. Y'all need to go there on Instagram. I'll be seeing you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff you be doing physical stuff and working out and stuff. And I'm trying to do the same thing. So working out and trying to eat better and stuff and, be better and to be here. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. Like I tell you, I got sick a few weeks back. And then the doctor was telling me, "No, you need to do this." And then I'm telling him, "Hey, man, I'm doing good." He was like, "No, you ain't doing good." So I'm like, "What?" And so, and adding years to your life. And I feel that you are I can say some big words now. Like you are the example of adding years to your life, because you just had your daughter, man, your beautiful daughter, man, and that's bringing so much life to your years. You know what I'm saying? And you being young, because I'm gonna tell you, whatever money I was getting out there, I probably was promoting it. Because man, I was promoting it. Man, I like, see, this what's up. You know what I'm saying? These youngsters that's doing this, man. So 100%. I was so proud of it, because people felt like people that was for Jesus was these old grandmas. You know what I'm saying? And I can have an example of saying, no. These youngsters, they on fire. And they ain't playing either. They really living the life. They're not out there just rapping, but some were. But see, the ones that I kept up with was out there on fire for God for real. You understand what I'm saying? So I got a question for you, because you wear so many hats. My first question is really about balancing your titles. You're a father, you're a husband, you're an entrepreneur. And how do you balance these titles?
Say that is an amazing question. I feel like that is a foundational question of how do I play these different parts, and when do I play different roles, and how much can I give to this and how much can I give to that?
Yeah.
That's a great question. And I'll say a couple of things, man. One, I think that it's a forever rebalancing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like every day it's a rebalancing of what is what. I used to think that I can balance it and then set it and forget it. Like, okay, it's done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it just don't work like that. Because different things require more or less of you at the time,
Your
right?
attention, yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? So what I do personally is I start with me as a person. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the better that I am, how you saying, adding years to your life by your actions. So
Right.
my diet, me working out, me reading the Bible, me meditating, right? Like all of that goes into me building me up. So
Right.
I have more to give. So that's the first thing that I had to realize is like, I would think, oh, I'm just gonna grind and do this. Even if it was making music or if it was putting together some courses or working with my team, I'm gonna just grind, do this. But I'm eating like trash. I ain't working out, I ain't taking care. I'm not gonna be the best version. You feel me? So I
Right.
start internally, you know what I'm saying? And then from internally, first things first. So I make sure the house is straight, making sure the house is straight. Cause any husband that's really living it, if you don't get that part straight, you ain't finna have no peace nowhere else, man.
Or they kind of making the main thing the main thing. Yeah.
Got to keep the main thing the main thing. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's good, man. I mean, that is wonderful because I see you including them in all that you do, and your wife, she has a say in what you do. You understand 100%. What I'm saying? So that's how I do it because I know, say, man, and I'm gonna really tell you this. My wife would say something to me, and man, 90% of the time, it always came true.
Yeah.
He would say some stuff about some people that I was around, like she'd say, they ain't for you.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about. Hey, man, I'm gonna say 99%. 99% of the time, she was right, man.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the husband title that you have, and then you have the father title. How is it being this new father, though?
Man, it is, man, and I know you know this. So I say it's like anything that's great for you. The best things for you are the hardest things to do. It ain't nothing that's really good for you and it's easy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They say, it's simple, but it ain't easy.
Boom. There you go. You feel me?
It's
like
simple,
running,
but it ain't easy.
Ain't like running a marathon. You just put one foot in front of the other. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
If what we had a saying, it ain't like talking about it.
Yeah,
like you can say it, but man, it's some stuff to it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta actually get out there.
It's I can say I can build. Oh man, I'll build that. But when you gotta really do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So that's the thing, man. So being a father has been the most rewarding thing ever, right? So it's like in life in general, we set these missions and these goals and these plans, right? So the average person they wake up in the morning and they say, okay, I want to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to make this much money. I'm going to, go visit here. I'm going to do, and all of the stuff that we trying to do, we doing it to achieve some kind of feeling or fulfill some desire, or we doing it for a reason. The thing that my daughter taught me, man, it's all right there in front of you. You feel me? Right. Like the ability, we want to be valuable. That's the ultimate value that you have being to your kid. You know what I'm saying? We want genuineness. We want love. We want all of these things. It's right there in front of you. You feel me? So affirmation, it's all right there in front of you. But I feel like because of the way of the world, a lot of times we go looking outside for all of that, and it's right there in front of you. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's an amazing gift. You know, it's not easy. You know,
Yeah,
parenting is not easy.
yeah, yeah. They don't
But
have no manual when you're in the hospital. They don't give you
no,
like,
man.
okay, here's the manual. You
You
know.
know, so I think that's how I had to look at it. And then the other thing too is I realized is like, um, it's the best way to if you ever wanted to know how God sees you, think about how
Mm,
you see your kid. You know what
mm.
I'm saying?
And that's it right there.
You feel me? You be
That's
telling them, man, you know, my daughter, she'll come in and we might have something planned for her, and she won't come in having a bad day tripping. I'm like, bro,
it.
if you just chill, I got you. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
you didn't, and it's the same thing we do, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, same thing. And you know what's crazy? I gotta tell this little quick story about one day in the 90s, my little boy, he was probably he was just born and he was walking.
Okay.
And I was high, right?
Okay.
So I was high, but something got in my head like, that's like a person. Like he walking around. It looked so strange. I was like, that's really, I probably was that size too.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And
Yeah.
it messed me up. And now that
Mm-hmm.
I look at it, God has put this person in your life for
Mm-hmm.
you to take care of and for you to leave a legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my next thing, leaving a legacy, right?
Yeah, I love it.
So a lot of times we say that. We say that, Corey Paul. We say, man, I'm going to leave a legacy. Now, you can leave a legacy of lack. You can
Mm-hmm.
leave a legacy of laziness. You
Mm-hmm.
can leave a legacy, or you can leave a legacy of entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
You can, give people an example
Mm-hmm.
because you're an example. I see what you're doing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The book is out on Amazon. I mean, the things that you're doing, you leaving a leg. Oh yeah, the Path to Podcast success, man. You're leading people to entrepreneurship, and you're showing an example to the people that you need to be showing an example to.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, so I feel like it's so powerful in just in what you're saying and understanding like when you leave that legacy, what is it a legacy of? You feel
Mm,
me? And when you think about that and you buy into it, then life becomes bigger than you. You
right.
know, you're not thinking I'm finna finish the race. You know, you're just a small part of a much
Mm,
larger race. You feel
mm,
me?
yeah.
And so like the way I think about it is like this. Like my mom used to tell us, she would say, for example, she'd say, man, make sure that whatever you're doing, you believe in it, do it to your full capability. So once she knew I wanted to do music and do entrepreneurship and stuff like that, she was like, do it, go as far as you can, like go as hard. She was like motivating, always
Right,
encouraging. She
right,
never
right,
was like, nah, that ain't gonna work out, whatever. But
right.
she would tell me like, so she would encourage me, she would help me buy studio equipment, she'll drive me to shows before I could drive. She did all this, and then
Mhm.
she'll say, now you gotta go over the hill though. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like you the one gotta go see over the hill. You feel
right.
me? And so my mom, she didn't come from none of that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my mom, you work a job, you graduate and you get a job.
And that's it.
That's it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So my thing is with my kids, I want to take it further. You know what I mean?
Right,
So it's
right.
not about man, the legacy is I'm gonna leave $1 billion in these mansions and these cars. We trying to get to the money.
Yeah, of
I ain't
course,
saying
of
we
course.
ain't, but it's not about it's about seeing over the hill. So not about just the dollar amount, but I could tell you how I made it. You know what I'm
Right, right,
saying? I could
right.
tell you, not just physically what happened, but mentally and emotionally and spiritually what that journey was like as I was progressing. Just using that for example,
True.
So I think that, like you said, like that, the deeper legacy is mind, body, soul, spirit, like the progression in that. And then
Mm,
how do you pour that into your children as you're growing and learning,
that's progression. So what
Mhm,
I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna take a break.
mhm.
But see, I ain't never did this on my show. See, you done brought this out of me, Corey. I'm gonna take a break, right? But while I'm taking that break, hey, I'm finna put something on that's gonna be so live,
Let's
right?
go.
You don't know about it, but this my man Corey Powell, man.
bathroom was a miss. Tried to talk to God about my feelings, but I didn't help you down for like a decade with this kiss. Fighting, fussing, cussing, I did everything but quit. Yeah, here we go again. Started to doubt my faith and feel my emptiness with sin. Holy Spirit knocking, I would not let them come in. I just need to show before I know I it's going in. Nothing you can say to me, ain't nobody gon' play with me. Used to pray some faith to me, now it's just day to day for me. CB, can you pray for me? Well, tell me who gon' pray for me. Nothing about this grace for me, how much more you gon' take from me? Thought it was too late for me, but all the pain my eyes have seen. Fought my way up out the darkness with a scope and laser beam. He ain't really what it seemed, the devil perverts everything. I know the trenches in them with you. I gotta look at my girls in their eyes, tell them daddy tried. Gave it all I can, gave the rest to God. Never changed up, never gave up. So when you look at me, you know you're what we made. I gotta look my girls in their eyes, tell them daddy tried. I gave it all I can, then I gave the rest to God. I never changed up, I never gave up. So when you look at me, you know you're what we made of. If I really wanted to quit, I had the chance to do it. But the fact that I didn't must mean there's more to it. And it gotta be purposeful, it wouldn't have put me through it. And it gotta be with me or I would have been through it. Nah, far as I came, I can't be shamed. Face the bill to say pain, I didn't beat it again. Nothing stay the same, only change remain constant. And you gon' take the bill, just know what you taking from me. Running never punting, my theory on 40 inches. Act as if it is, you might be the only limit. Disregarding founded fears, make your only premise. Discover what like truly is and he ain't going to live it. Look, nothing about me shine, timid, all my visions large. If you can see the whole plan, it probably ain't from God. Powers in his presence, I done seen through the facade. Bloodline riding on it. I gotta look my girls in their eyes, tell them daddy tried. Gave it all I can, and gave the rest to God. Never changed up, never gave up. So when you look at me, you know you're what we made. I gotta look my girls in their eyes.
Oh man,
I gave it all I
hey
can.
man, that's that real right there,
I never
dog.
changed up, I never gave up. So when you look at me, you know you're what we made. I gotta look my girls in their eyes. Tell them daddy tried. I gave it all I can, then I gave the rest to God. I never changed up, I never gave up. So when you look at me, you know you're what we made of.
Hey man,
Man,
that's that real, dog.
appreciate you.
That's the real right there. And then what I want to do now, because we just came from that depth, right?
Mhm.
So I want to talk about maintaining consistency.
Mm.
So what I was looking at when you sent me when I was doing the course,
Mhm.
I say, man, this took a lot.
Yeah.
This
Appreciate you.
This was like, this wasn't no plaything. This was like, hey man, this wasn't no, hey double O, I'm gonna send you a little something like show you a little. No.
Yeah.
This was like bullet point. I mean, real. And not to put it down, not to say,
Mhm.
oh, you're an Illuminati because you done made it. But I'm saying, dog, I was like so impressed by this.
Man, thank you.
I was like, for the first like 2 minutes of the first course, I was like, hey man, this dude done went far with this thing.
Yeah. Man, thank you,
And
man. That means a lot.
it was really, really professional,
Yeah.
good talk. You were articulate. Man, it blew my mind, man.
Thank you,
and I
man.
saw you like diversifying your portfolio. And I
Yes.
saw that. And I say,
Yes.
this dude been hiding somewhere doing this.
Yeah.
So how did you maintain your consistency and say when you started, because they say start where you are or whatever.
Mhm.
How did you start? How did you just start doing that and
Man.
saying I'm finna teach people how to do this podcast?
Man. Thank you. You good at what you do, man. Like you really, because as you're talking, I'm thinking and processing it. So that's powerful. How you can say words and it get my mind going. Thank you. So this is powerful because when I moved to Kansas City, and I became stay-at-home dad, in my head, everything that I thought I was gonna do is no longer, because
Right.
I can't be no traveling rapper, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a newborn at the house and my wife, you know. So I'm like, so I got to a point where I was just like, God, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see how it's gonna work, right? So for years I had been doing music. So now I was just trying to figure out what's what. So Double O, I just started reading, man. Like I
Right.
just started reading books, trying to figure out. I was reading financial literacy books. I was reading personal development books. I was reading spiritual books. I was just trying to figure out what was going on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And so the main thing that hit me was the financial literacy. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I done made all this money, you know, rapping, and I don't really got enough to show for it, bro.
Yeah,
Like, where
you're not
did my
seeing
money
that.
go?
Yeah, you're not seeing it.
I'm
Yeah.
not seeing it. I'm like, where did my money, you know? So that was the main thing. So I went down that, you feel me? And as I went down that, and it's my mind started opening up, I was like, man, you know what? I wonder how many other people are having this problem. You know what I'm saying? That they just never knew, you know? You feel me? Because when you come up, you know, marginalized, you don't know. So I remember, now here how I link together. I remember I started rapping, whatever. But then when I got saved, I was like, yo, I can blend these words. I can take all this stuff I'm learning about the Bible and I can get it to people who probably ain't reading the Bible through this music. So my partner had told me about podcasts. I had never heard of podcasts before. He said, man, because I was telling him about what I was doing. He said, man, you need to listen to these podcasts. I said, what's that? You know what I'm saying? He sent me some links. I started listening to the podcast, fell down the rabbit hole. So then it clicked. I say, man, what if I create a podcast based on all this stuff I'm learning about financial literacy, investing, entrepreneurship, and business? Because, like I say, the music side, I had set it down. And so I got that going. You feel me? And I got come from the audio background. So I was like, you know what? I can't go and tour and go to the studio and do all that, but I can set this mic up in my room and record. And that's how I can be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to find something I was passionate about and that I could actually do. The second part of that was Google was looking for podcast creators all over the country, or multiple countries. They was looking for podcast creators that was specifically speaking to people who had been marginalized, people that didn't have a voice. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my podcast was for. I applied, didn't get in. I applied, didn't get in. And so I'm listening to podcasts, and I used to think people that were super successful was some magic. But I was listening to the podcast, and they kept saying it's about follow-up. It's about tenacity. You just got to keep going. That's what these people, they got to keep doing it. So I'm just like, I'm going to just do what they say. You know what I'm saying? I just kept applying. On the third time, we got in. When we got in on that third time, they flew us out to Boston, Massachusetts. We was at the headquarters. They paid for everything. They brought these experts in. And I'm gonna keep a G with you on your podcast, bro. I'm because this is, you know what I'm saying? It's just to show you how, like, it was so new. This place was so new to me. I remember doing, they called it boot camp. They said, go around and they said, say your name, your name, your pronoun, and your podcast. I say, man, what's a pronoun? I know what a noun is. But I didn't know I couldn't remember what a pronoun was.
You're in another world.
You feel what I'm saying? I say, my pronoun. So Double O, I hit my phone real quick. You know what I'm saying? I say, oh, he, her, they, them.
What you want to be, you know?
What you want to identify as. So I'm like, oh, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I just say that little thing just as it's a small thing, but it just show you like, man, we in a different room. I never heard anyone say that before from the world I come from. You know what I mean? And so sitting in that room, man, I realized like the way the game is played on this side is vastly different from how the game is played from where I came from. So, man, long story short, from there, Double O, I said, I'm going to soak up every inch of knowledge. I don't know nothing. I'm going to be the dumbest person at the table. You know what I'm saying? And I just soaked a full sponge. And I realized, you know, oh, you know, for example, when I was in music, I would say, I'm gonna go to the studio and I'm gonna spend this money, and then I'm gonna put the music out, and then I'm gonna try to get money off of the music and off of the shows, and I'm gonna try to just do that a whole bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? And that was all that I had, right? But I'm realizing in here, they like, nah, you just put your idea down on this piece of paper, you know what I'm saying, on this little PowerPoint, you pitch it, and you get somebody else to give you the money for that idea, and you use their money for that idea, and then it's this. I ain't know you can
these
do that.
Creators, yeah, these creators.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, it's companies that got a bunch of money, and they're looking for people to give it to, so that they can get to more people, because they really trying to get to more people so they can sell other things. So the money is just a means for them to invest, to get more eyes to sell their services and products.
That's how it go. I seen that with what's that guy named Apple dude. He could lose it all. He really didn't care. He was like, I'm just trying to be innovative.
Exactly.
You know? And what's crazy about the pronoun thing, right? And so it was one time this dude named Rico at Rap-A-Lot. They sent him out to Beverly Hills, you know, to work with some people at our at Virgin. That was our parent company. And so it was a homosexual dude that was there. And Jay say, okay, you're going to be working with that guy. And so he calls Jay and he say, man, I can't be working, man. This dude gay, man. He say, Jay say, what, you want to make love to him? He's like, no. He said, well, what you tripping for? Just get money. Just, you know, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff we can learn from a lot of people, but I'm going to tell you, sometimes we mess up because we don't love on people for their faults that they might have, and then we miss out on what we got to do. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I see it.
That was part of it there, because when I was in that space, 00, this was not a Christian space, 00. Like, I'm at Google, bro. Like,
but you gotta do what you gotta do and bring it back.
Exactly. Yeah. And I can be authentically me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another thing that's, you know, with Christians, it's like, I can be authentically me and who I am. Right. And I can still respect you as a person, even if I don't agree with what you're saying. Right. You see what I'm saying?
That's like Joseph. Joseph didn't say, man, this is just an evil empire, man. No, they like, man, we want to give you a job. The king say, man, you gonna be over all this. He didn't say, no, man, y'all just evil. He say, well, you know what? I'm gonna be over there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just interject myself in there.
Exactly.
And so you learn all that stuff from Google, and you took it back. You know,
and and that's when I was there. That's what I realized.
You was all like you said, you was a sponge. Fact. Now you wringing out the sponge.
Yeah.
And you got the book, and so tell people about the book and where they can get it from.
Yeah, man. Path to Podcast Success. You know what I'm saying? Let me get it all the way on the camera. Yeah. Path to Podcast Success, man. Everything I learned working with Google and PRX, which is one of the largest podcast networks, to create, grow, and make money with your podcast. So the book is available now on Amazon. We got the ebook and the physical copies. You go to Amazon, Path to Podcast Success. You can get it. And what I did, I spent 2 years with Google and with PRX. And my mentor, who did the forward of the book, Kerry Hoffman, is the CEO of PRX. And so man, the thing about this book is I took everything that I learned, I mixed it with my own personal experience, and I consolidated it. I put it in a book. So if you want to start a podcast, you go through this book. By the end of it, you don't have to guess if you're doing it right. You can rest assured your podcast is going to automatically be done better than the majority of other people doing podcasts, because they just start like we did. We just started. We just jumped on Zoom on the phone. We just started. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I didn't have that book. You know what I'm saying? And so having it and applying it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's other game in there too about just business, about marketing, advertising, promotion, the difference between the four. It's a lot of game in there.
Right, man. I'm so proud of you and
Man,
what you're
thank you.
doing, man. I salute you for everything you're doing, man. So, like I say, I want to know your last thoughts, right? And so I'm gonna give you a lead on your last thoughts that I want to hear. Can you tell the person that doesn't have any hope right now, that's just got out of prison or something like that, and saying, man, I don't know if this Jesus thing is real, but I know I want to do something with my life.
Yeah.
Right. But where do I start?
That's good.
Where do I start?
Yeah. Yeah, man. So what I would say this. I would say in the Bible, it tells us, give us this day our daily bread, right? Like that's very famous, very, very famous, right?
But it's meaningful.
It's meaningful. But before that, it's our Father who are in heaven, right? We talking to up top, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, on heaven as it is, on earth as it is in heaven, right? So before we get to the daily bread, it's reverence to God and his plan, right? So the question that I would say to ask yourself is the same question I ask myself. One, what is God doing already? And then two, how can I come alongside that? So it's not God gotta do a more, man, I did this, I'm God already doing something.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not thinking you coming from the back of the pack and you way in the back. Nah, man, God doing something. How can I come alongside it? And then only worry about today. You know what I'm saying? Like just take that daily bread. The Bible say tomorrow got his own set of problems. So, I believe that we can visit the future. You know what I'm saying? You got to, you want a vision cast, you got goals. You might say, I want to own this bill, I want to do all this stuff. Cool. That's cool. Visit the future, then come back to right now because everything has always happened right now. Right. So in the past, it happened in the now. In the future, whatever gonna happen, it's gonna happen in the now. You know what I'm saying? So don't get stressed out about, the things you can't change and the things that may happen. Just know, man, God doing something. Let me just be open, have neutral energy, be open to whatever God want, and just worry about today. And that's gonna be the first steps to a very successful journey in life that we all still trying to master.
Man, you said something. You was like, give reverence first.
Facts.
So that giving that reverence is really like preventive maintenance. You getting it ready, I'm giving it to God early. And so down the road, it might not come tomorrow, but down the road, you're going to be taken care of when it says, give us this day our daily bread. It's really meaningful.
100%.
And so I always go back to this scripture where it says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, it's going in a line. It's like humble themselves and pray. So humble yourself first, pray, seek his face. Then you're going to turn from your wicked ways once you do that. Once you do
100%.
those three things, you're going to do that.
100%.
So, man, you are real inspiration. I really need this. I'm not saying this for the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm not saying this for the show. You are a real inspiration to me, man. Me and my wife, we always talk about these youngsters. Boy, they just jump out the window, man. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm pretty scared, man, to quit my job, man. The boys be jumping out the window and say, yeah, we finna do this. They got heart, you know what I'm saying? So it be like, man, but I got them bills tomorrow, man. God, dog.
Yeah.
I just jumped out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, I know, but we talk about youngsters all the time. Because my son, he works for a young guy that got a food truck.
Okay.
And so he went to college, got degrees and stuff, but he just said, you know what? I'm finna jump out here with this food truck. And he's finna get his second food truck now. Like so that. It's like, hey man, I gotta salute them dudes, man. They got, you know, I'm a real believer, but I tell you, they got some cojones, man. You know what I'm saying? They got some cojones, man.
Double, I gotta say this though, man, before we get out of here. You know, you've been knowing me since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Before I had kids, before I had a wife, before you know, when I was a young man, a boy, you know, and man, I want to say, you know, thank you for you organically being you. You know what I mean? You living the life that you lived is given to me. It's stories and conversations that we've had and things I've observed in your life that affect who I am as a man today. And it'll affect how I raise my kids and the words that I say, right? And the beauty of your testimony and your story, man, is you didn't seen the top. You saw over the hill. You have gotten to places where most people, especially coming from where we come from, I mean, you achieved everything. You know what I'm saying? Look, and then here's the thing. On the other side of you understanding who the Lord was, it wasn't like you couldn't go back to that side. It wasn't like you couldn't get those accolades and still, like, your name is still your name. You know what I'm saying? Like Marlo from The Wire.
Sometimes I wanted to go back.
So you feel me? And so, you know, it wasn't like, you know, and that was a thing that I used to think about that, especially when I was younger, and I you know, I first got your CD, you know what I'm saying? I first got your first CD, and I'm like, I'm like 007 is a Christian. Oh, it's going down, bro, because you were still 007 Fifth Ward boy. So I'm like, man, if he chose this, it got to be something here. If he chose it, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know how they say, never meet your, we don't really want to say idols, but your heroes, never meet your heroes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But man, you and Dre Murray are two of my heroes that I have met, and bro, y'all make me want to continue to keep it G. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep my nose clean, stay genuine, because I've known y'all for so long. And, you know, when I just had a mixtape out my mama closet, you know what I'm saying? You showed me this same love right here. You feel me? So I'm like, man, I want to be that. You know, I want to be that in life, man. So, you know, everything that you say about me is not possible without me and like you, Vaughn, you know what I'm saying? Vaughn 1, you know what I'm saying? Gifted, like, man, Trey 9, it's love, bro.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. I want y'all to leave comments, man. Leave your comments, man, and I'll forward them to him, man. He gonna see them anyway, you know what I'm saying? But man, leave your comments, questions, whatever. But the path to podcast success, go on Amazon and get that, man. And so my man, he's just doing it, dog. He's just doing it, man. And I'm glad he's doing it, man. So I want to say this because I didn't say it in the beginning, and I say it every podcast, but I was so excited I just went into it, right? 2 Corinthians 5:17. If any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away, and behold, all things have become brand new. Corey Powell, thank you so much, man.
My brother.
Thank you for coming on. And as we always say, don't let your yesterday kill your tomorrow. And we out.